students, again in this video we'll be solving the MCQs of chapter 7, that is alternating current, right? Almost the MCQs will be based on your textbook's concept, right? And the questions, means short questions which are given in your book will be converted into MCQs, right? See, the first one, first MCQ of alternating current. In a pure inductor, current lags the voltage by pure inductor, that means we will not consider the resistance of the inductor, right? So circuit compromises of only inductor. So in the book it is already given that if you are taking voltage as Vm sin omega t, then current will be equals to Im sin omega t minus pi by 2, right? That means for a pure or in a pure inductor, current lags the voltage by 90 degree. Current lags the voltage by 90 degree. So this is your correct option. C. Clear? Okay. The next one. Okay. The next one. A pure inductor of 25 millihenry is connected to a source of 220 volt and 50 hertz frequency. Okay. What is the RMS value of current? This is very easy. So L is equals to 25 millihenry. F is equals to 50 hertz. If F is 50, fine. And RMS value of voltage is 220. If nothing is said, we'll take the value of voltage and current as RMS. What is the RMS value of current? Okay, so current IRMS will be equals to VRMS by resistance, that means XL. Since only inductor is being there, so we'll put its resistance which is equals to XL, that is omega L. Substitute the value 220 upon omega, that is 2 pi f into L, 25 million into 10 raised to minus 3. So this will be 220 upon 3.14 into 100, 314 into 25 into 10 raised to minus 3. Clear? On solving this, we will get current equals to 28 ampere. So IRMS is equals to 28 ampere. So D is your correct option. Okay. The next one. Okay. Third one. What is the average power supplied to an inductor over one complete cycle? For a pure inductor, average power over one complete cycle will be 0. Right. In the first half, that means, okay, fine, no problem. We'll do it as voltage is, let us take Vm sin omega t. Okay, or Vm cos omega t, whatever. Then the current will be Im cos omega t. There is a phase difference of pi by 2. So power will be equals to V into I. That means Vm Im sin omega t cos omega t. Actually, I was multiplying and dividing by 2, so it will be the formula of 2 sin 2 theta. That means, see, Vm Im by 2 sin omega t cos omega t. So what is 2 sin cos sin 2 theta? So average power will be equals to Vm Im by 2 into average of sin 2 omega t. Now average of sin theta, average of cos theta over one complete cycle will always be 0, right? We can prove that, but it is not required over here. So average of sin 2 theta, cos 2 theta, sin theta, cos theta will be 0. Yes, average of sin square theta, cos square theta will be half, right? So average of this sin 2 omega theta will be 2 omega t will be 0. So power consumed over one complete cycle by an inductor or power supplied to an inductor over one complete cycle will always be 0. Clear? So this is the option. Done? Okay. Okay, so fourth one, what is the power factor during resonance? Okay, what is the formula of power factor? Cos delta is R by mod Z. Resistance R by mod Z. Mod Z is the impedance. Okay. But they are asking the power factor during resonance. So first of all, what is mod Z? Mod Z is the total resistance or impedance, which is R square plus XA minus XL the whole square. Okay. Now during resonance, XA will be equals to XL. This is the condition for series resonance. So if XC is equals to XL, mod Z will be equals to R. So power factor will be equals to R by mod Z, that is R by R. 1. Cos delta is known as the power factor, right? So during resonance, power factor will be equals to 1. So B is your correct option. Okay, fine. The next one. Okay, so IRMS is equals to VRMS upon, since only capacitor is present, it will be XC, that is 1 by omega C. So finally IRMS is equals to VRMS into omega C. Right, what is VRMS? 110 omega, that is 2 pi f, 2 into 3.14 into 60 into capacitance, that is also 60 microfarad minus 6. Right, so finally IRMS will be equals to this answer, right? VRMS by XC, that is capacitive reactance, which is 1 by omega C. On solving this, you will get current is equals to 2.49. This is the value of IRMS. Okay, fine. The next one. Okay, sixth one. If frequency of the source is double, what will be the capacitive reactance? That is what will be the value of XC. So XC is 1 by omega C, that is 1 by 2 pi FC. So reactance is inversely proportional to frequency. If frequency is doubled, if this is double, this will be half. It is inversely proportional. So A is the correct option. Done? Clear? Okay. The next one. Seventh one. A 44 millihenry inductor is connected to a 220 volt and 50 hertz AC supply. What is the RMS value of current? Okay, this is again easy question. L is 44 into 10 raised to minus 3. VRMS is equals to 220. Frequency is equals to 50 hertz. Fine. So only inductor is connected. So IRMS will be equals to VRMS upon XL. That is VRMS upon omega L. Right? What is VRMS? 220. So it will be 220 upon omega, that is 2 pi f into L, 44 into 10 raised to minus 3. Substitute the value. 2 into 3, 2 pi f is equals to 50, 50 into 200, 100 into 3.14. So this will be 314 into 44 into minus 3, right, 10 raised to minus 3. So on solving this, IRMS will be equals to 15.9. Right, so B is the correct option. Okay, the next one. Okay, the eighth one. A charged 30 microfarad capacitor is connected to a 27 millihenry inductor. What is the angular frequency of free oscillation? Angular frequency, that means we need to calculate omega. Okay, fine. That means we can use the condition of resonance. Omega L is equals to 1 by omega C, right? So omega square will be equals to 1 by LC, 1 upon 27 into 10 raised to minus 3 into 30 into 10 raised to minus 6. Right? So omega square will be 1 upon 27 into 3, 81 into 10 raised to minus 8. Okay. So omega will be 1 by 9 into 10 raised to 4. Root of 10 raised to minus 8, that will be 10 raised to minus 4. It comes in the numerator, it will be 10 raised to plus 4, and 1 by 81 will be 1 by 9. So this is what omega is. 1 by 9 into 10 raised to 4. So it will be 0.111 into 10 raised to 4. So this is the correct answer. 1.1 into 10 raised to 3. Clear? So A is your correct answer. Okay, fine. The next one. Ninth one. In a step-up transformer, current in the secondary coil will be, okay. So for a step-up transformer, the output voltage or the secondary voltage will be greater than the primary voltage. That is why it is known as step-up. It will step up the voltage. It will increase the voltage. Correspondingly, the secondary current will be equally decreased Suppose if EMF is increased 100 times, that means the EMF of secondary side is 100 times that of primary, then current in the secondary will be 1 by 100, right? Only then your input and output power or your energy will be conserved, right? So always if voltage is increased in step up transformer, then current will be reduced. So current in the secondary will be less than that in primary. So this is your correct option. Clear? Fine. The next one, 10th one, for the circuit to be more selective, how the value of R and L should be selected? For the circuit to be more selective, that means quality factor should be more. Okay, so what is quality factor? Omega naught upon 2 delta omega, right? That is resonant frequency upon bandwidth, or Q is also equals to 1 by R root of L by C, right? So we want the quality factor to be more because we want the circuit to be more selective. So R is inversely proportional, so this should be less, so this should be more. That means if this is less, this will be more, and it is directly proportional to inductance. So more the inductance, more will be the Q. So R should be low, L should be high. So quality factor will be more. So your option will be low, high. R should be low, this should be, okay. So D is the correct option. Clear? Fine. The next one. 11th one. The voltage, RMS voltage drop across a resistor and capacitor is given 151 and 160.3. What is the source voltage or net voltage? That means voltage across R and C. This has been given to you. Yes, voltage across R is 151 and this is 160.3. Fine, as we were doing in DC source, as we were dealing with a DC source such that V1 plus V2 is equals to V. But here we cannot directly add this to voltages because there will be a phase difference between voltage and current in case of capacitor. That means if I am drawing the phasor for this, then voltage and current will be in same direction. But here in capacitor, voltage leads the current. So if this is the current, then this will be the voltage, right? So net voltage cannot be directly added up as we were doing it in DC. So here net voltage will be obtained by this method, root of A square plus B square, this way. Clear? Because one voltage is in this direction, another voltage is in this direction. So as we were adding two vectors, this is how this will be added up. So root of 151 the whole square plus 160.3 the whole square. So net voltage will be equals to 220. Clear? Clear? So A is your correct option. You cannot add directly when you are dealing with AC source. Okay? The next one. 12th one, RMS value of current is 10. What is the peak current? That means what is the maximum current? Okay. So IRMS is equals to Im by root 2. So Im will be equals to root 2 times IRMS. So that is root 2 into 10. 1.41 into 10. So this is very easy, 14.14 or 14.1. Right? So C is the correct answer. Clear? So we have solved the MCQs of this chapter, and in the next video we will be solving the MCQs of the another chapter, that is electromagnetic waves. Okay? Thank you.